A cold drop of water fell on her cheek. Arya opened her eyes. She didn't know where she was. Everything was dark, except for a flickering light above her. The air was heavy. She felt weak, dizzy, and cold. Her hands were shaking. She tried to sit up, but her back hurt badly. She looked around. Metal walls. Broken screens. Old machines with wires coming out. The place smelled like rust and chemicals. She was lying inside a glass chamber, now broken from one side. Something had opened it. Or maybe something had escaped. Her heart beat faster. She slowly moved her hand to her stomach. It felt bigger, rounder. She froze. Her eyes widened. She was pregnant. No, she whispered, her voice dry and scared. How? She tried to think, but her mind was blank. The last thing she remembered was a bright light. Then pain. Then nothing. Her body had marks, needles, tubes, scars. She wasn't just left here. She had been used. Panic started to rise. She stood up with effort. Her legs were weak. She walked slowly, barefoot on the cold floor. The walls were covered in strange writing, alien and human mixed together. Some screens were still working. One showed a red symbol blinking. Emergency lockdown. Arya found a control panel. She pressed random buttons. A small screen turned on. A keyboard popped. Up, she typed slowly. Help, underground. I'm alive. Someone, help me. She sent the message into space. A simple SOS signal. Then everything went quiet again, until she heard it. A sound in the dark. A deep breath. Wet footsteps. Something alive. She quickly turned around, pressing her back against the wall. She held her breath. The sound stopped. Then she saw it. A shadow moved across the hallway. Large, slow. Watching. Her hands shook. She grabbed a metal pipe from the floor. It was heavy, but better than nothing. The shadow disappeared. She took a shaky step forward. She had to move. She had to get out. As she walked through the corridor, she passed rooms with broken doors. One room had chairs with straps as if something had been held down. Bloodstains covered the floor. Another room had tanks filled with green liquid. Inside a dead alien floated. A girl like her. Tears filled her eyes. They were experimenting. Creating something. Using them like animals. Arya touched her belly again. Was she carrying one of those things? A creature? A weapon? No. Please, she whispered. She kept walking. She reached a small chamber filled with computers. Dust covered everything. But on one screen, a video was playing on loop. She pressed play. A man in a white coat appeared. Human. He looked tired and angry. Test 73. Subject is responding. DNA is stable. Pregnancy confirmed. Hybrid growth expected in 5 days. Faster than last time. If this works, we won't need volunteers anymore. The video ended. Her breath caught in her throat. 5 days? She just woke up. How long had she been asleep? She sat on the floor, hugging her knees. She felt trapped, used, broken. Suddenly, the ground shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. A sound of heavy breathing came closer. A deep growl echoed through the hall. It was back. She ran as fast as she could. Her breath quick, her heart racing. She hid behind an old cabinet. The creature stepped into the hallway. She peeked through a crack. It was tall, twisted. Its skin looked burned. Its eyes glowed yellow. It dragged something behind it, a dead body. Arya covered her mouth to not scream. The monster sniffed the air. It looked around, then slowly walked away. She waited. Still, silent. After minutes that felt like hours, she came out. Her body shaking. She had to leave, now, before it found her again. She returned to the control panel. The signal she sent was still blinking. 1 bar. Sent. She didn't know if anyone had received it. or if anyone was even out there. But she had to believe. She looked into the camera, weak but strong. My name is Arya. I'm underground. Trapped. Pregnant with something I didn't choose. If anyone hears this, please help me before it comes back. The lights flickered once more. Somewhere in the shadows the growl returned. The stars looked peaceful. But space was not. Somewhere between forgotten planets and dead moons, a small old space station floated in the dark. Its name had been erased. Long ago. Now only one man lived there. His name was Jack Carter. He was once a hero, a soldier, a fighter. But now he was just a shadow. Alone, tired, and lost, Jack sat in a cold metal chair, staring at the empty blackness outside his window. He drank bad coffee, listening to the same old radio frequencies. Static, silence, nothing new. This was his routine. Every day. Every night. Until it happened. A voice broke through the static, crackling, broken, faint. Please help me. I'm underground. Something growing inside me. Jack sat up straight, his eyes focused. His hand moved fast, turning up the volume. Don't let it take me. I don't want to be like them. The signal cut out. For a long second, everything was silent again. Jack stood up, walked to the console. Checked the source. Unknown, the system said. Signal code, alien, language, translated. Run it again, Jack ordered. The eye replayed the message. This time, he heard it clearly. My name is Arya. I'm trapped underground. I'm pregnant, but not human, not natural. Someone made me this way. Please, if anyone hears this, help me. He leaned forward. His face changed. He hadn't heard a real cry for help in years. Not like this. The AI spoke again. Signal is weak. Could be a trap. Location uncertain. Danger level high. Jack didn't care. He felt something strange inside him. A pull. A reason to move again. To matter again. This girl. This alien girl. She sounded scared. Real, human. Even if she wasn't. Prepare. The Falcon 1, he said, walking fast to the armory. Warning, the Falcon 1 is old. You are alone, no backup. I know. He opened a drawer. Inside, a dusty photo. His old team. All gone now. Lost in a mission that nobody remembered. Betrayed. Left behind. Just like this girl. He took the photo, folded it, and placed it in his jacket. He packed supplies. First aid kits, plasma pistol, EMP grenades, food rations. Then he strapped on. His armor, not new, not shiny, but it had history. Jack looked in the mirror. He still looked like a soldier. Somewhere under the tired eyes, he walked to the hangar. His ship waited there, quiet and old, but still strong. Like him. As he prepared to leave, the AI asked, why risk everything for a stranger? Jack paused, then answered, because I've heard real fear before, and she's not lying. The engines roared. The Falcon 1 lifted off into the stars. Far away, on a dying planet, Arya sat in the dark, holding her belly. The thing inside her moved again. She cried, whispering, someone, please be real. Back in the ship, Jack checked the signal coordinates. They were broken, scattered. He could only trace them to a small, unmarked planet. Not on any map. No colony. No base. Just a blank red dot. Jack didn't care. He set course. 20 hours later, the planet appeared in the window. Dark gray clouds covered the sky. The land looked dead. Black soil, broken mountains. No signs of life. Jack flew low. The ship shook. Wind screamed against the hull. Finally, he found it an old facility hidden under the rocks, half buried, half destroyed. No lights, no signal now, but something felt wrong. He landed. As he stepped out, the air was thick, smelled like metal and ash. He put on his mask and entered through a cracked tunnel. It was silent, too silent. He walked slowly. Flashlight on. Gun ready. Inside, the walls were scratched. Like something had been clawing to escape. Bloodstains here and there. Old machines sparking. Dead lights. The place had been abandoned or destroyed. Then, he found the signal terminal. It was still blinking. He pressed play. Aria's face appeared on a cracked screen, pale, scared, but alive. This is Aria. If you're hearing this, please, don't let them find me again. He watched it twice. Hang on, he said softly. I'm here now. He checked the hallway map. One zone was still locked, the lower lab. That's where she must be. As he walked deeper, the lights flickered. He heard something behind the wall, a soft growl. He turned fast. Nothing there. Just darkness. But someone or something was still inside this place. Back underground. Aria opened her eyes. She felt it. A change in the air, a presence. For the first time in days, hope. She stood slowly. Her hand on her belly. Someone's coming, she whispered. Someone heard me. The lights flickered again. Aria sat in a corner of the dark hallway, arms wrapped around her knees. She was cold, tired, and afraid. Her breathing was soft. Her eyes stared into the shadows. The creature hadn't come back yet, but it was close. She could feel it in the walls. Smell it in the air. Heavy, rotten, alive. She had survived another night. But how long could she keep hiding? The pain in her stomach returned, sharp, burning, whatever was growing inside her. It was changing. Growing fast. She touched her belly, whispering, "You're not mine. You don't belong to me." Then she stood up, determined. She couldn't wait anymore. She had to know the truth, what this place really was, what they did to her, and what this thing inside her truly was. The lab was huge, twisting metal corridors, old broken doors. The deeper she walked, the darker it became. The walls were covered in old warnings: do not enter, level for biohazard, experimental zone staff only. But no one was here now, only her. And she found a rusted elevator shaft. The doors were open. The elevator itself was stuck at the bottom. A broken ladder led down. Aria looked down into the black hole. Her hands were trembling, but she climbed, step by step, breath by breath. At the bottom was a sealed zone, cold, silent, untouched for years. Lights buzzed above, half dead. But computers still blinked in sleep mode. Someone had powered this lab carefully. Quietly, she stepped into a room marked Project Mother Seed, Chamber 01. Inside, it looked like a hospital and a prison mixed together. Metal beds with belts. Empty 4 bags hanging like ghost arms. Glass chambers like the one she woke up in. And in one of those chambers, a dead alien girl. Just like her. Aria stepped close. The girl's skin was pale blue, her eyes open, but lifeless. A black mark covered her belly-burnt flesh, as if something tore out from inside. Aria gasped and stepped back. On the wall nearby was a screen. A recording played automatically. Recorded file, Dr. Emmeldine, timestamp, 3:42 a.m., unknown date. Subject 46, female. Alien DNA matched. Hybrid pregnancy initiated. Same growth rate as subject 43. Mental state unstable. All test subjects respond with fear. But that's expected. They don't understand their gift. We're building the future. One perfect hybrid. Born from fear, raised by pain, controlled by us. Only a few more trials remain. The video ended. Aria stared at the screen, heart pounding. Controlled by us. She shook her head. No. No, I won't be your tool. Suddenly, the lights dimmed. A loud metallic thump echoed through the hall. It was coming. Aria grabbed a metal rod from a fallen table. She moved slowly, hiding behind machines, trying not to make a sound. But then a door creaked open on its own. Behind it, a cold room. She Stepped in. This was different. The walls were lined with photos, research papers, and in the center, a giant pod, filled with black fluid. The pod opened with a hiss, and out crawled it. The creature was 7 feet tall, its skin gray and cracked, its limbs twisted like broken bones healed wrong. Glowing yellow eyes, its mouth full of sharp teeth. Its body part human, part alien. Something unnatural. Arya froze. The creature sniffed the air. Then it looked directly at her. It growled. She stepped back slowly, her metal rod shaking in her hand. But then, it spoke. In a voice that was broken, rough, but still human. You carry the next one. Arya's eyes widened in shock. You can talk? It tilted its head, almost like it remembered something. I was human, she gasped. The horror hit her like a storm. They didn't just create these things. They turned humans into monsters. The creature stepped forward. She raised the rod to defend herself. It stopped. Growled again. They lied to you. Lied to me. And then it screamed. A horrible, painful scream that shook the glass walls. It ran toward her. Arya ducked, rolled, and ran out the room. It chased her, its claws scraping the walls. Howling like a beast in pain, she ran as fast as she could. Heartbeat like thunder in her ears. She turned into a side corridor and slammed the emergency lock. The heavy door shut just in time. The creature slammed into it, roaring behind the metal. She collapsed against the wall, breathing hard. Then, a voice came from her radio. A crackle, a signal. This is Jack Carter. I got your message. Are you alive? Her eyes widened. She grabbed the radio, her voice shaking. Yes, I'm alive. Please, help me. I'm inside the facility. I'm coming to you. Hold on. Arya broke down. She cried, not from fear, but from hope. Someone had come. She wasn't alone anymore. The deeper Jack walked into the underground facility. The colder it got, the metal walls were covered in scratches. Some looked like claws, others looked like fingernails, like someone had tried to escape and failed. His boots echoed down the long hallway. His flashlight flickered against blood-stained doors and broken lights. This place was not just old. It was haunted, not by ghosts, but by memories, experiments, screams that had once filled these dead walls. Jack tightened his grip on his plasma pistol. I'm close, he said into his wrist mic. Arya, can you hear me? Static. Then her voice, shaking. Yes, I hear you. Please, I'm on level -6, the labs. But there's something down here, something wrong. Jack's voice was calm, strong. Stay where you are. I'm coming. I'll get you out. He took the service lift down. The buttons were broken, but he forced it open with his gear. The elevator groaned as it moved. Dust fell from above. As the doors opened to level -6, the smell hit him. Rot, metal, blood, and something worse, birth fluid. Like something had been born here. Something that wasn't meant to exist. He stepped into the hallway. The lights were blinking red. Emergency mode. Then he heard it, a low, wet growl in the distance. Jack raised his gun. His soldier mind kicked in. Every sound, every shadow, watched, calculated. Something was hunting in these halls. Arya sat in the far corner of the genetics lab. Knees pulled to her chest. Her stomach ached. The baby, the thing inside her, had kicked again. Harder this time. Her body wasn't meant to grow life this fast. But this wasn't natural life. This was engineered. She wiped tears from her cheek. She had almost given up, almost accepted death, or worse, transformation. Then she heard it. Footsteps. Slow, careful, not the beast's heavy stomps. These were different. She crawled to the door, listening. Then a voice. Arya, are you here? Her breath caught in her throat. It was him. The door hissed. Open. Arya stared. Frozen. And there he was. Human. Armed, battle-scarred. Jack Carter stepped inside, his flashlight shining gently toward her. Their eyes met. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Arya tried to back away. "Don't come closer," Jack raised both hands. "It's okay. I'm not with them. I came because of your signal." Her eyes scanned his face, his weapons, his uniform. "Human scientists did this to me," she said, voice broken. "Why? Should I trust another one?" "I'm not a scientist," Jack replied. "I'm the one they left behind. Just like you." Silence. She looked into his eyes and saw it. Pain, regret, truth. Slowly she lowered her guard. How did you find me?" Jack stepped closer, still careful. "I listened to old signals. Most are garbage. Yours wasn't. Yours was real." She looked away, eyes wet. "I didn't think anyone would come." "I almost didn't," Jack admitted. "But I've seen what monsters look like. Your voice wasn't one of them." She laughed softly, bitterly. "Not yet." Jack helped her stand. She leaned on him, her body weak, but her mind sharp. "We have to go," she said. "It's still down here." "I know. I saw its cage, empty." Jack looked around the lab. "Can you walk? I'll try." Together they moved into the hallway, but then the walls shook. A loud, deep growl filled the air. And the creature screamed. Not from pain, but from rage. "It knows I'm leaving," Arya said, her eyes wide. "It doesn't want me to go." "What does it want?" Jack asked, loading his gun. She looked down at her belly. "It wants the baby." They ran. Jack supported her. Arya pointed the way through old tunnels. She had explored some of this place while hiding. They passed empty cells, old notes on walls, words scratched by other prisoners. "Don't let it touch you. We are the seed. It knows your thoughts." Jack read them but didn't stop. Behind them, the sound grew louder. The beast was coming. They reached the old transport tunnel. Arya hit the panel. The gate wouldn't open. Jack used an EMP blast. The gate creaked, then slid open halfway. Arya slipped through. Jack was about to follow. The creature crashed into him. It was massive up close. Wet, stinking skin, claws, teeth, a face that once might have been human. Now lost to madness. Jack fired. Twice. It screamed. But it didn't fall. It roared and spoke again. "She carries my blood." Jack's heart skipped. "What the hell are you?" he shouted. "Father." Then it charged again. Jack slid under its arm, rolled through the gate, and shot the lock. The gate slammed shut. For now, they were safe. They ran until they found an old security room. Inside, Jack locked the doors. Arya fell into a chair, holding her belly, breathing hard. Jack leaned against the wall, his armor cracked. "Is that thing really the father?" he asked. Arya nodded slowly. "They used its DNA, human, alien, spliced with something else. I don't know what. I was just another test. But something went wrong. It grew aware. It escaped. It thinks this baby belongs to it." Jack knelt beside her. "We won't let it take you." She looked at him. Tears in her eyes. "You don't even know me. Why do you care?" Jack smiled weakly. "Because once I needed someone too." And no one came. Outside the room, in the dark hallway, the creature waited. Breathing. Smiling. It knew where they were, and it would not stop. The old security room was silent. Only the soft hum of failing machines and Arya's uneven breathing filled the space. She sat in the corner, her knees to her chest, her hands shaking. Jack stood nearby, trying to fix a broken scanner. He glanced at her every few seconds, worry deep in his eyes. She hadn't spoken in 10 minutes. Something was wrong. Her skin looked paler now. Sweat glistened on her forehead. And her eyes, once full of fear, were now glassy, distant. Jack walked over and knelt beside her. "Arya," he said gently, "you're burning up." "I know," she whispered. Her hand rested on her stomach. It moved again, a strong, violent twitch under her skin. Jack looked at it. It didn't feel like a baby kick. It felt like something alive was shifting position. Something thinking, something aware. "How fast is it growing?" he asked. Arya shook her head. "Too fast. When I woke up, it was barely there. Now it's like it's trying to get out." Jack swallowed hard. He had seen alien pregnancies before. Parasites, weapon clones, bio-hybrids. But this was different. This wasn't a monster growing in a cage. This was a child, born of nightmare, and it was inside her. Arya stood slowly. She walked to a cracked mirror on the wall. Her reflection made her gasp. Veins around her neck glowed faintly blue. Her pupils had turned slightly oval, like a snake. Her fingernails had darkened, sharpened. "No," she whispered. "It's changing me." Jack stood behind her. "We can fight it. Get it out of you." Arya turned to him. "What if it's too late?" He stared at her. "It's not, but deep inside." He wasn't sure. Suddenly the console beeped. Jack rushed to it. A motion alert. Something was moving again, fast. He switched on the hallway camera. The creature, pacing outside. Its claws dragging along the wall. Its eyes glowing yellow. But it wasn't attacking this time. It was waiting. Watching. Jack frowned. "It knows we're trapped. It's giving us time." Arya looked at the screen and whispered, "Because it wants the birth." Jack turned to her. "Then we leave before that happens." They opened an old tunnel map. There was one possible route out, a collapsed escape shaft near the east wall. If it was still open, they could climb out, but the tunnel went right past the creatures. Position. Jack loaded his gun. Checked his gear. "We'll go in 5 minutes." Arya didn't move. He looked at her. "You okay?" "No." Then she showed him something. Her stomach, the skin beneath, was bruised purple, and something under the skin was pushing out. A shape, a small hand, a spine. Jack stepped back in shock. "Arya, that's not normal." She nodded. "I know." Then, calmly she said, "If it comes to it, you have to stop me." Jack shook his head. "No. You don't understand. I can feel it thinking. It whispers to me when I sleep. It doesn't want freedom. It wants control. It's not just a baby, Jack. It's a weapon, a mind, a purpose." Jack clenched his jaw. "We'll get you help. There has to be a way." Arya stared into his eyes. "Promise me. If I turn, if I lose control." She grabbed his hand. "Kill me." Jack pulled away. "Don't ask me that." But he saw it now. The war wasn't just outside the door. It was inside her. Suddenly crash. The wall behind them exploded. The creature had stopped waiting. It roared and charged. Jack grabbed Arya and pushed her through the side door. They ran into the dark maintenance tunnels. The hallway lights burst as the beast chased them. Jack turned and fired. Plasma blasts hit the walls, but the creature dodged fast. It screamed again. "She is mine." They reached the collapsed shaft. Jack started lifting debris. Arya helped, weak but determined. Then she screamed. She dropped to her knees. Her belly glowed faintly blue. The veins were pulsing. Her eyes rolled back for a second. Jack knelt beside her. "Arya, stay with me." She looked up. Her voice was two-toned, hers and something else inside. "He's not the monster I am." Jack froze. Then she collapsed. Creature reached the tunnel opening. It stopped. Didn't enter. It smiled. It knew. Soon she would come to him. Willingly. Carried her up through the debris. His strength failing. His hope thinning. But he didn't stop. He reached the top of the shaft. Moonlight. Finally. Outside. He laid her on the ground. Her body shook. her breaths shallow. He touched her face. "Stay awake, just a little longer." Arya opened her eyes. Whispered, "It's not just inside me anymore. It's part of me." Then she closed her eyes again. Jack stared at her. One choice. Let the child live. And risk the end of everything. Or stop it now. And lose the only soul in this galaxy who trusted him. His hand moved toward his pistol. But he stopped. Tears fell down his face. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I can't kill you. I won't." Then he sent out a distress call to any ship in orbit. "This is Jack Carter. I have a Class 0 hybrid. Emergency evac needed. One injured. Possibly infected. Location pinned." Then he sat beside her. Gun ready. Eyes on the dark. Horizon. Waiting. For the child. Or for the end. Asterisk. The sky above the dead planet was blood red. Black clouds swirled slowly, like smoke that refused to rise. Jack sat just outside the broken shaft, holding his gun in one hand, Araya's trembling body in the other. She was still alive. Barely. Her skin had changed again, veins glowing blue. Her pupils now fully oval. Her stomach pulsed, as if something inside her was pressing against her bones. Alive, intelligent, waiting. He kept his eyes on the horizon, but his mind was spinning. He had fought alien armies, survived impossible battles, but nothing felt like this. This was not just a mission. This was a nightmare given life. Suddenly, the signal on his wristband beeped. A small drone shuttle appeared above the trees. An old one, responding to his distress call. Likely autopiloted from an orbiting military ship long forgotten. Jack loaded Arya into the shuttle. She didn't speak, but her hand gripped his weakly. She was holding on. The shuttle carried them back toward the ruins of the facility. But this time, not the lower lab. Jack had found something on the map earlier. Something hidden. A secret chamber. Lab 0, the original core, where it all began, if there were answers. They would be there. 2 hours later, Jack carried Arya through the heavy blast doors. The access panel still worked. His old military ID, though from years ago, was accepted. "Welcome, Captain Jack Carter," the computer said. That name echoed in the cold metal halls like a ghost. Jack hadn't heard it in a long time. Arya stirred in his arms. "You were part of this?" Jack looked down, guilt in his eyes. "I didn't know," he said. "Back then I was just a soldier. They told us this place was a weapons lab, testing alien viruses. I never knew they were creating life." Inside Lab 0, the walls were different, cleaner, white, not gray. A strange stillness filled the space. Everything looked untouched, like time had stopped here, like someone wanted this room to be remembered. Screens lit up as Jack entered. Files opened. Project Mother Seed. Lead scientist, Dr. Malden Carter. Jack froze. His face went pale. Arya looked at him. "Carter?" Jack stared at the screen. "My father." He walked to the main console. Dozens of files loaded. Images, logs, videos. He tapped play. Log entry number 77. Dr. Malden Carter. Date classified. The others failed. Half-breeds. Too unstable. Too emotional. But the hybrid from Subject 47 shows promise. The girl's DNA accepted the mutation. Fast pregnancy. Telepathic response. Even the host is mutating. The child will be perfect. Not human, not alien. A new ruler. For both. And when it wakes, humanity will follow it, or die. Jack clenched his fists. His own father. The man he thought was dead. The man who told him he was just a soldier. He had built this hell, created the creature, created her child. Arya pulled herself up to look at the next screen. There was a hologram of her, strapped to a table. Wires in her arms, her eyes closed. Machines watching her heartbeat. Inside her belly, a small pulsing shape. Jack quickly shut it off. Her face said it all. She remembered every test, every injection, every moment of pain. Then another log played. Log number 80, Dr. Malden Carter. Jack still doesn't know. He was the key all along. His DNA was stable, strong, so I gave it to her. Yes, the hybrid's human half comes from my son. Jack stepped back like he was hit in the chest. No, no. Arya stared at him, frozen. He looked at her, horror on his face. The child inside you. It's part of me. Silence. Nothing in the lab made a sound. Only her breathing. Only his guilt. Arya placed a hand on her belly. Her voice cracked. You're the father. Jack couldn't speak. He turned, punched the wall, screaming. I didn't know. I would never. I believe you, she said softly. He turned around. Her eyes weren't angry. They were sad. Broken. But understanding. You're not your father, she whispered. You came back for me. He wouldn't have. Jack dropped to his knees. But that thing. The monster down there. It's still alive, and now it wants this child, my child. He shook his head. We can't let it be born. Arya looked away. But it's not all evil. I feel it. Sometimes it's afraid. It dreams. It sees me as its mother. They sat there. Two people, made by monsters, trying to stop becoming one. Suddenly the lights shut off. Emergency power. Then footsteps. Not heavy like the creatures. Human. Then a voice over the intercom. Jack, you finally returned. Jack stood. Gun raised. Dad? The screen lit up. There he was. Older. Colder. Still alive. I see you found the truth. I had hoped you would. You were always meant to be part of this. You and her. The child is everything. Don't you see? It's not a mistake. It's our future. Jack fired at the screen. It shattered. But the voice continued. You can't stop it, even if you kill her. The seed has already awakened. It doesn't need a womb anymore. Arya gasped. She fell to the floor, her stomach glowing bright blue now. Her body shaking. The child was waking. Early. Jack ran to her, held her tight. What's happening? She cried out in pain. It's coming, now. From her chest light burst. Out, a wave of energy. The machines exploded. Outside, the creature screamed. Not in anger. In joy. It had felt it. The child was ready. Asterisk. The ground shook. Like thunder under fire. Sirens echoed through the old facility. Red warning lights spun wildly on the walls. Every door slammed shut as Lab Zero went into full lockdown. In the center of the room, Arya screamed. Her body lifted off the floor, glowing bright from inside. Blue veins lit her skin. Her eyes, once soft, were now glowing white, wide with fear. Jack held her in his arms, but she was too hot to touch. Her body pulsed like a sun about to explode. It's coming, Jack, she cried. I can't stop it anymore. Jack pressed his forehead to hers. I'm here. You're not alone. Whatever happens, we face it together. Outside the shattered lab, the hybrid beast roared, but it wasn't angry anymore. It was calling. The child was awakening. Not in blood, not in pain, but in energy. Arya's body twisted in the air. Around her, machines rose from the floor, pulled by some invisible force. Her scream became a sound Jack had never heard before, like a song, like code, like alien light. Then, a flash. Everything went white. Jack woke up moments later. Smoke in the air. Silence. Arya lay on the floor beside him, breathing hard, skin pale. But she was alive. And in her arms, something small. He moved closer. It was a child, a newborn, but not normal. Its skin was pale gray. Its eyes closed, but its hands were shaped like a human's. A soft glow moved under its skin. Jack froze. It wasn't ugly. It wasn't scary. It was peaceful. Arya looked up at him. It's quiet now, no whispers. Just Silence. Jack kneeled. Is it alive? The baby opened its eyes. Glowing blue dot, it looked at Jack and smiled. Suddenly, metal cracked. The ceiling above them burst open. The beast dropped down growling. Crawling like a shadow made of flesh. It saw the child, and it stopped. The beast knelt. It didn't attack. It didn't roar. It bowed. My child, it said, voice broken but soft. Jack raised his gun. Back off. Arya placed a hand on his arm. Wait. The beast crawled forward slowly. Then it changed. Right before them, its bones shifted. Skin pulled back. Claws shrank. Its form became more human. A tall man. Thin, scarred, half dead, but with eyes full of tears. I was the first, it whispered. The failed version, but I dreamed of this day. Jack pointed his gun. You tortured her. You broke others. Why should we let you near this child? The creature looked at him. Because I remember who I was. I was a man once. I followed your father. I believed him. His voice cracked. I thought I could become more, but I lost everything. He looked at the baby, and now I remember what hope feels like. Sirens rose again. A deep voice filled the room. Unauthorized. Birth confirmed. Planet self-destruct protocol activated. Jack cursed. The entire planet was going to blow. Arya stood, holding the baby tight. We have to go. They ran through the hall, the creature with them, now no longer beast. But protector. Doors slammed. Walls shook. Fire spread behind them. Jack led the way. He still remembered the emergency launch route. One escape pod. 3 of them. He looked at the control panel. Only one seat. The old system couldn't carry the weight of more. Arya looked at Jack, then the creature. Then at her child. No. Jack said, You're going. Arya shook her head. No, not without you. There's no time for debate, Jack said. Pressing the buttons, the pod opened. The child began to cry softly, glowing brighter. The creature stepped forward. Let me stay. Let me end this with purpose. Jack looked at him. You'd die. The creature nodded. I already did long ago. Jack held Arya close. You saved me. Without ever knowing me, she whispered. You gave me a reason to wake up, he said. They kissed. Not for love, but for peace. For goodbye. He lifted her into the pod. She cried, reaching for him. Please, live, Jack said. And teach it kindness. He slammed the hatch shut. The creature placed a hand on the pod, then turned toward the fire. Together, Jack and the beast walked back into the collapsing lab. The pod launched. Fire chased it into the sky. Below, the planet shook, cracked, and erupted in a wave of blue light. Then silence. 2 years Laterra peaceful forest. A quiet sky. Birds flying. Arya sat under a tree, the child playing near her. He looked 3 years old now, faster than normal, but healthy. Kind, curious. His eyes still glowed, but his smile was always gentle. He asked, Where's Papa Jack? Arya looked to the stars. He's watching us, in every light you see. The child looked up and smiled. Then he sees everything. She hugged him tight. Yes, little star. He sees everything.